recording again, and I'm going to go back to sharing my screen with you. Okay, can everybody see the, can everybody see the screen where we were at just a minute ago?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at the Chapter 2, Review of the Literature. And in this part, it needs to be at least 10 pages long, but not more than 15 with your minimum of 20 references. Make sure that you have an introduction and kind of like a chapter summary. So when you start your, and really for me, when I've done the literature review, I kind of do all my themes kind of first and then kind of go back and write the introduction. That way I know what I'm going to introduce them to. Just kind of give them, you know, here an overview of kind of this is what I'm introducing you to. And then, of course, you write the chapter summary at the very end. So you can kind of work on the themes, and I'll show you the outline in just a minute at the beginning, and then go back and do your introduction after that. And then, of course, the last piece is going to be your references. Of course, it needs to be an APA. You must have at least 20. Those 20 need to be primary and need to be dated within the last 5 years. Could you have 30 or 40 references? Of course. And you may find that you need more, and because you find this is good, but it's dated and that kind of thing, and that's fine. But you've got to have at least 20. And make sure several of those are notables. So that's like the top researchers, or you know, if you're doing RTI, that Fuchs and Fuchs, you know, ought to be some of your references because they're the ones that developed RTI. And those sort of things. So just make sure you've got that. Okay, any questions on the requirements there? Does that kind of give you a clearer picture of what you should have done at the end of this semester with this class?
So just chapter 1 and chapter 2, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. In the next course, you'll write chapter 3. And then in the last course, you'll write chapter 4 and chapter 5. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we're just sort of the beginning. So are we good? Everybody okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the next thing is the outline.
That's me.
Hi. What's your name?
Zion?
Marion?
Zion.
Nyan. Oh, well, it's very nice to meet you. I'm Dr. Colson.
Hi.
Hi.
He's cute as he can be.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next piece, and Nathan, I just went to the action research outline and pulled that up.
Okay.
Is your action research portfolio kind of like an outline? So this is sort of a template, but not a template, if that makes any sense. Like, don't just start typing into this. It's not that kind of template. But this gives you kind of what I want you to do. So you will have, we will not write an abstract yet for this because an abstract includes everything. So you won't have an abstract. You'll have a cover page, and we'll just talk about the requirements on the cover page at a later time. That's pretty easy. But your first section, you'll label it. It's chapter 1, but you will label it. Well, you won't really label it. I think you do put chapter 1. And you can put introduction, but then you don't do a heading introduction like the next paragraph. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll have, your beginning can say introduction, or it can be chapter 1 introduction. And then like you'll skip down a line, don't put introduction again. You know, go ahead and you're going to actually just write a brief introduction. You're going to start your introduction, but no heading. And that's where you're going to put that hook, you know, that I was talking about. And then the next heading within there is going to be the statement of the problem. It'll actually be a heading. And you'll put that information in there. The next heading will be the purpose of the study. You'll talk about that there. Then your last heading will be your research questions. And then actually, I forgot your significance of the study goes here. So let me add that. Oh, it's going to mess up. I'll change that, but that needs to be your significance of the study. I forgot to put that in there. Well, I don't know why it's doing that. Well, forget it. But then you'll have your significance of the study. Then you'll move to chapter 2, and then it'll be review of the literature. Now, you will include an introduction, but don't label it introduction, okay? You'll just include an introduction. Then you'll label your topic 1. And so within topic 1, it may be, remember your funnel, it starts really broad and comes narrowed down. So even within your topic, you may have a subtopic. If you have a subtopic, in APA, will show you how to indent. There are certain indentions for these. I tried to show you in this what it would look like. So you have your topic 1, and then you indent even one more in for your subtopic of topic 1. And then if you had a subtopic, it gets indented and it's italicized. But APA does a pretty good job of showing you how you should format your topics. But just to give you an idea, on there, so if you got your topic, then you got your subtopic, and then you may have a subtopic. And you may have seen that in some of the literature reviews, how they've kind of done that. And I can show you some more examples too, but I just wanted to give you kind of an overview. And then you'll have your chapter summary. And then, of course, part 3 would be the references. And just a note to self, all the references are double spaced with hanging indent. Remember that. They are double spaced. And I was looking to see if I could find in your APA manual. If it had how to do your topics. I may have to print you off something and I can give you something for what that will look like and how you need to do that. I don't foresee you having multiple subtopics. I see you only having a topic and maybe a subtopic underneath that as well. But we can go over that in more detail. Okay, so I need to fix that, and then there we go. All right, any more questions about that? Are we okay on that?
Yeah.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna fix that for you real quick. Well, that's not the one that just got fixed. I wonder where that one went. Well, hang on. I'll just have to fix it later because it's not gonna. I lost it somewhere. It didn't save. Okay, so questions over the requirements or the outline?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, let's take a quick look back at the calendar. Where did all my stuff go? There it goes. So you can get I want you to, really get a frame of where and when this stuff is going to be due. Okay, so we've got article summary 2 and 3. So your introduction is due a month from today. That introduction that we were talking about that has the statement of the purpose, your purpose statement, your research questions, the significance of the study, all of that is due, that draft is due a month from today, okay? So, and you need to be working on your literature review. Don't wait and do your literature review after that. They kind of work simultaneously. So we'll have the rough draft of that due on March the 2nd. And hopefully I can provide you some feedback for that because then we have spring break. And then your official introduction will be due on the 16th. And then your rough draft of your literature review is going to be due. And then I may have a lot of questions for you after looking at your literature review to say, okay, you've not covered this enough. And we need to add this or those kinds of things. So we've kind of got a couple of weeks where we're going back and forth with that literature review and probably the introduction too simultaneously. And then your final literature review will be due on the 4th, and then your final paper will be due when you do your presentation as well. And I'll try to get that. And I may end up moving that up 1 week just to give me enough time to get it turned around and back to you. We'll play it by ear to see, because if the drafts are pretty good and we get the drafts in good shape, then it won't be as hard for me to grade those, 30 plus papers, 8 of them in a week. I mean, that'll be a pretty quick turnaround. So, all right, any questions? Are we okay? Everybody good for next week?
I think so.
All right, guys. Well, I am done here, and we will see you guys next week, okay?
Okay.
All right. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.